Dudes, what's up folks? This is Sean. Welcome back to the UV Play Sessions, and I am here finally in front of my rusty, dusty, trusty arcade setup here in order to talk about some games. I know it's been a while since I shot a video like this, but I've been doing some stuff. I've been checking out brand new scenes that have been popping up in the SoCal area. People going out of their way in order to set up arcade cabinets in their very own homes and simply inviting people over to play. And I've been to a couple of these gatherings over the weeks, and I gotta say, wow, there was one gathering that was so awesome. So many people showed up. There was not an empty seat in the house. And if people weren't playing video games, they were outside being social. And I was just thinking to myself, this is how it should be. This is how it really should be. Gamers having the option to leave their homes, not have to worry about online, go someplace where gamers are coming together to play the same games and they socialize. Sort of like an arcade. Speaking of arcades, I wanted to talk about a time in which my friends and I visited a new Dave & Buster's that opened up here recently here in the Culver City area. Now, I've already been to a Dave & Buster's before, so I already knew what to expect. I expected oversized 4 to 8 player Daytona USA cabinets, oversized trivia games, oversized carnival games like these big old wheels and skill games that give you tickets, as well as other things that are oversized, as well as your obligatory rail shooters and dance games, whether it be DDR or Pump. I got all of that while I was there. And I also found some of the latest and greatest. I was really surprised. Games like Mario Kart. Now, Mario Kart is no stranger to the arcades. I noticed an arcade version of Mario Kart like a couple of years back, a few years back actually. But this was a new version, a version that had some sort of team mechanic in which you can work with another racer in order to get the most points. You're trying to get first and second place respectively in order to get the most points overall. You can also combine carts temporarily in order to become the super cart that constantly throws out projectiles in order to destroy the opposition. Pretty awesome looking game. I played it myself, it looked cool. I saw a whole bunch of other players play it. There was this other racing game that was right next to it that looked really interesting. It was very realistic looking, and it was a far cry from any other arcade racer that I'd ever seen before. It was called Grid. Now, I was compelled to play this game. I went to it, tried to get my feet wet with one of the easiest to handle cars, got in the sunniest course with the most open terrain, and I proceeded to race. And while I was racing, it felt like I was in a snowstorm on an oil slick. Maybe I'll get better at the game with practice, but after an experience like that, I don't think I'll be going back to that game anytime soon. Then, I proceeded to explore the area, and I found these games that really had me raising my eyebrow. How many of you know about Fruit Ninja? Yeah, Fruit Ninja, that game in which you're using your finger to slice up fruit on your phone. What the heck is this game doing at Dave & Buster's? Yeah, it's an arcade cabinet, but instead of using this little thing to use your finger with, they want you to use this big old freaking touchscreen and you're trying to swipe fruit like this. At least that's what they want you to believe. I mean, that's how the kids did it in the little attract mode video that they had on there. I think it would have been funny if I actually saw some players play that game while I was there. But alas, not one person touched that game. And I just gotta ask, is this a thing? I mean, if a game gets popular in the mobile market, does an arcade cabinet for it pop up? Is that supposed to happen? It must be, because that's not the only game of the like that I saw. I saw Temple Run there. Yeah, that game in which you use your finger in order to maneuver this runner in the temple. Yeah, but instead of using this oversized touch screen, he is a trackball. They've been fun. I did not see not one person play that game. And I just gotta know, if you enjoy these games, or if you know someone that did, please let me know. Chime in the comments. I need help. I need to know whether or not these things are making money. Okay, now, before I talk about this next game, I gotta pre-qualify this. I love Monopoly. I grew up playing Monopoly. You try to get lucky, you land on the best properties, and if you don't land on any properties that you like, you try to deal with your opponents in order to earn monopolies, so that you can earn more and more of the board, and you try to take up the majority of the board in order to bankrupt your opponents, and you win. But when I saw this couple play the game, I was just sitting there and I was trying to really take it in. At first, my my perception of the game was like blissful observance, and then it became boredom real quick. All this couple was doing was turning this dial, and that controlled the dice. You roll the dice, and you try to land on the most expensive space. Now, instead of you trying to get the best properties and all that good stuff and dealing with computer opponents or whatnot, you already own the entire board. Yeah, pretty much the entire board, even the tax spaces, the spaces that usually cost you money when you land on them. They actually give you money, and they call it a tax return. Now, the overall goal of the game is, to make money, of course, and obviously you want to land on the most expensive space, namely boardwalk. But basically, all I was seeing this couple doing was just turning down and watching the pretty animation. So when they ran out of turns, they get a screen that showed them how much money they got, and then the game converts them into tickets. That's it. Nothing more. Dealing, trading, anything else. Here's some tickets. Nice little pay-for-ticket game. Pretty underwhelming. That's pretty much my experience at Dave & Buster's. It was cool, but I did not really see myself finding any games that said, I want to come back and play that game next time I show up. There are not really games that would really get me to come back. And I think that in itself is the point. Dave & Buster's is not just an arcade. It is a combination restaurant, lounge, bar, and arcade. The arcade is just one part of the whole experience that is Dave & Buster's. And when I came to this conclusion, I saw the arcade as nothing more than like another tourist trap arcade. The kind of arcade that you usually see at amusement parks and maybe the beach or pier, whatever. I gotta say, these kind of arcades are definitely leaps and bounds different than the community arcades that I grew up playing in. The kind of arcades that live and thrive solely on the games and the services that they provide to the community that surrounds them. We're talking about the arcades that I spent hours playing games like Street Fighter, Ninja Warriors, X-Men Children of the Atom, Darkstalkers, and other games that I can't really remember at this time. But yeah, there were a lot of them. A lot of games that I begged my parents to get me out of the house and have me go over there, spend my little $5 worth of quarters just to play these games. I went there for the games and nothing else. Speaking of such an arcade, there is one arcade that is still alive here in SoCal that has some plans to upgrade, and that is called Super Arcade. There's a Kickstarter going on for it right now, and what I want you to do is hit the link that's somewhere in the description, and you're going to hear from the proprietor, Mike Watson. I want you to check it out, and if you like what you see in here, feel free to donate. And yes, that's going to end it for this UB Play session. I hope you got some hotness out of it, and if you did, find the subscribe button, like it. That's going to keep you updated on all of my future videos. And don't forget to check out blogsbeenfree.com where I archive all of my previous content. So if you missed anything, feel free to head there. And that's going to end it. This is Sean. Stay classy. Hope to see you on the next UV Play session. Bye for now.